What's up, it's your boy Tuh-reek Ali and welcome back to your boy's channel. What's up, y'all? Okay, y'all, it's Saturday. I'm feeling great, I'm feeling positive, I'm feeling happy. I don't know if it's sunny because my window's blocked off for the studio, but you know what? I feel great, I feel like it's sunny, so it may be sunny. How are you feeling today? So now that I did my little cute little intro, y'all, we gotta get into some things. Ariana Grande came out with her new song, 7 Rings. And not only did she come out with the song, but she came out with the video too. A lot of people were questioning, her image and the song. The song has a very trap type beat. It's very kind of hip hop. The video is very hip hop. It gives 2 Chainz, it gives Soulja Boy. And since the video got so much backlash, I really wanted to make a video where we can actually talk about cultural appropriation and if she is guilty of it, and where do we draw the line when it comes to cultural appropriation and appreciation and the difference. I'm not trying to be windy, I'm not trying to be on TMZ, so y'all know I usually do not comment on things when it comes to celebrities. But with this topic, I felt like it was way beyond Ariana Grande. I feel like this is something that is affecting my community and can help my community and help the masses in general. But I do have to start off by saying, I'm a little biased because I am an Ariana stan. But I'm a bigger stan of my culture as a black person. I'm more protective of my black culture. I love you, Ari, but this is not a bash video. This is just, me trying to speak and get some things on the table. Okay, so right after this title card, we gonna get right into it, girl. We ain't got no time to waste. We about to get right into it, girl. We about to get right into it. Okay, so before we get started, please make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button right over here. Okay, it's right over here. Press it. It's red. Okay, 70% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. Okay, how am I supposed to make a living? How am I supposed to live? Okay, support black gay men out here. Okay, so as we get started, please remember that I don't say anything to be right. I say them to start the discussion. If the conversation is being held, then I am happy. Okay, so please make sure that you are contributing in the comments and tell me what you was thinking, girl. Okay, we're gonna key and we're gonna get into some things, and I wanna hear what you didn't like and what you did like. But once you're negative, that's when you get blocked. Okay, so let's keep it cute, but keep it in the comments. Okay, so let's get started. Yeah, let's get started, y'all. Let's get started. Okay, now let's head over to Google and see what the definition of cultural appropriation is, okay? Cultural appropriation is the adoption of elements of a minority culture by members of the dominant culture. Okay, so we look at definitions all day, okay? And sometimes the definitions don't even match what it really is colloquially or how we really feel in society and, amongst the community. So when it comes to cultural appropriation, I think there's a difference between appreciation and appropriation, and a lot of people get it mixed up most of the time. A lot of people just love to call appropriation because these days, Twitter and all these social medias, everybody just wants to find problematic qualities in every single celebrity, and they try to call out anything they can. So I think whenever an artist or whenever someone does something outside of their culture, then people are like, cultural appropriation. When really, that is not what cultural appropriation is. I do feel like to an extent it's more of a preference and a personal thing than it is actually the definition. The definition really goes into when a person of higher power or someone who is usually the oppressor takes something from a minority and they usually misuse it. So for example, like white people go to Coachella and they usually wear like the, I don't want to use like the chief hat, with the things that indigenous people and Native Americans wear. And, they wear that just for fashion, and they wear it with like booty shorts and stuff like that. And then they like paint their faces and stuff. Even like the Redskins football team. And like it's being misused rather than what it was made for in that actual culture from the minority group and indigenous people. That is like cultural appropriation at its peak. Okay, I think it's a little different when we go into, entertainment, when we go into all of these celebrities using a lot of different things from different cultures. Okay, and I think when it comes to art, being an artist myself, I think that a lot of what we do in art and a lot of artists, we take from each other. Okay, and I'm not excusing cultural appropriation, just follow. I'm just saying in the entertainment realm, it's very easy for an artist to take from other artists. Okay, and take from other cultures, and they say, oh, well, I was inspired by, Africans and how they fight. It's like, they do this a lot. They use the I was inspired and then go on to what they stole. And a lot of people do this. So I think this is when we start getting into the conversation of cultural appropriation when it comes to the arts and when it comes to entertainment. Okay, so cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation. Okay, cultural appropriation is, no shade, Miley Cyrus. when Miley Cyrus came and she did a whole album heavily influenced by, you know, hip-hop music and by African American culture, and she made this whole video dressed like a hype beast in Jordans and a 23 jersey dress, and she just had all these girls around her twerking, black girls. And then, you know, she goes on stage and she's dancing with penises. Then coming out a year later or months later and saying that that time of your life where you were surrounded by black people and doing a lot of hip hop music and doing stuff that wasn't Hannah Montana, you know, that was the reason that you were going through a lot, and that was the reason that your mental health wasn't right. She made it seem like it was something that was deteriorating her character and deteriorating her brand and stuff like that. Pretty much taking our culture and using it, and it did good in numbers, and then once it didn't pan out the way that she wanted to pan out, she cleaned up, and then she comes out with a country song. That is culture appropriation, okay? Another example of this is a whole fashion show full of models with dreadlocks in their heads, and there's not one black model and there's not one black creative director on the team. Okay? So culture appropriation in layman's terms, to keep it very simple, is clearly when you take something from another culture that is not yours. Usually it's always black people. It's always African Americans. I can't even say black people. And then there's not one African American person on the directing team, on the production, on the actual cast. Nothing in your song. It wasn't edited by a black person. You didn't have any type of direction from a black person. And if you did, there was no credit given. It was a small check and going about your business, and there's a media release form and all of those things, you know, non-disclosure. And then usually when you don't have these people involved, then it's not used the correct way, okay? This is when it goes into the definition where you're taking something from a culture and it's not used the right way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we can get into culture appreciation. And since we're talking about entertainment, let's talk about entertainment, girl. Culture appreciation is, for example, is when Beyonce, you know, flew out those African dudes. I don't know what country they were from in Africa, but she flew out those African dudes to show her how to do the African dance with her feet in the Run the World video. You know, she was doing the little thing with the feet work. You know, the good look, you know, she was doing all the footwork and stuff like that. She flew them out. She paid them. But not only did she do that, but she put them in the video, and they were alongside Beyonce in the video, doing a dance that they made up that is a part of their culture, and she did all of that to appreciate their culture. Okay, because she could have easily, come on now, it's Beyonce. Beyonce can easily look at a YouTube video where she found them, and she could have learned how to do it by herself. Okay, that is appreciation. Okay, you know, I came and I saw your culture. I loved it. I want to appreciate it. I want to use this. But also, let me get you a part of this grind, girl. Let me help you and put you in the spaces that you need to be so that you can be seen also. And maybe not even supporting them in that way where they get the exposure, but at least bringing them to come with you to show you how it's done and what it's used for, or how it is used. That's appreciation, and that's the difference between appreciation and appropriation. So now let's get back to the point of this video, Ariana Grande. What is the difference with Ariana Grande? Okay, does Ariana Grande do all of these things, or does she not do all of these things? I mean, when you ask me, I think Ariana Grande does all of these things. When you look at the 7 Rings video, there's black girls in the video, there's Hispanic girls in the video, there's all different types of girls in the video, okay? And I don't feel like she just made a video full of white girls, you know, at a trap house, you know, and twerking down and stuff like that. That would have been questionable. But she included everybody from that community that influenced that song and the video, and it's a fun and it's a cute video. Ariana Grande bust through here. People like her and Christina Aguilera, when they bust through here with those voices like that, Tina Marie, it's just like, girl, you automatically invited to the cookout. Okay, so it was cute at the beginning. You look at her first album, she didn't appropriate, okay? She hired a producer. Who did she have produce her first album? Babyface, okay? Who else is the king of, you know, helping R&B music and black queens come to the top? Not saying Ariana, I'm just saying in the past with Tony Braxton, everyone that he's worked with, Anita Baker, you know, Babyface is that dude, okay? So she went to people that she knew, this is their culture, this is their sound, I want to appreciate it the right way, so let me get Babyface to do this album. When it comes to that, Ariana is innocent, okay? I think Ariana is completely innocent when it comes to the video and the song of 7 Rings. But I do want to expand this conversation into something bigger. Because let's be real, a lot of people are making it seem like 7 Rings is the reason that this conversation is being held right now. But this is something that's been kind of a problem for a while now, especially with all of these memes of people calling Ariana, you know, Black Grande, Africanda, what do they call it? Ariana Grande. They calling her African, they're calling her black. They're photoshopping her skin so that she looks like a complete black girl. You know, they're putting braids and Senegalese on her head. Half of her mentions right now is people calling her black, like, yes, black queen. And yes, the black community did make this a joke, like we were joking because the black community does really embrace Ariana Grande. But at some point, it just got out of hand. First of all, let me just say, if you're white, you should not be contributing to the jokes of people calling Ariana black. You have no black cards to be given out. Okay, so first of all, let me just say that. Okay, so if you white, don't be going out here telling Ariana, yes, black queen. And like, no, no, you have no black cards, girl. Okay, you better check yours first before you start giving them out. Okay, because yours is only a temporary, if you do have one. Okay, you was invited to the cookout. That's not even a black card, girl. That's an entry pass. Okay, that's a cover. Okay, instead of paying $20 at the door, you get to walk in. Okay, that's not saying that you hosting the party or you making a dish. It's just saying you can come. Okay, that's all that is. And so with that, you know, it made me ask myself, so what is the difference with Ari? Why do people have a problem with Ari, you know, doing everything that she's doing right now with the 7 rings and, you know, the songs, and then she's using a black scent. You know, come on now. She had that interview where she had that little black scent. I don't know where it came from. You know, I love Ari, but I was just like, girl, I ain't never heard this before.
I'm like, bitch, that's my cookie. That's my juice, okay? Carry on.
You know, she's doing the black scent. She's speaking in, you know, African-American vernacular English on Twitter. You know, it's just a lot at once, okay? And it's so many things that's making people, you know, turn their head a little bit, do a little side eye. It's making people look at Ariana like, girl, you know you're not black, right? I mean, you know, like, we playing. Hey, girl, you know, we playing, but girl, you know you white, right? I mean, I think that's really what the problem is with Twitter. I think a lot of people are just like, girl, I just want you to remember that you are white. Because I think the only difference with Ari is she wasn't always like this. I think that's the main difference, okay? Ariana, when she first came out, she was super white, okay? And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being white. I'm just saying when Ariana was on Nickelodeon, look at her. She was pale. She had red hair, and you could say it was just for the character. No, her whole life she's been pale. Okay, that brown skin that you see right now, you look at the rest of her family, none of them look like that. Okay, that is a tan. Okay, so let me just say, it's cute. Okay, I love your tan, girl, it's cute. I mean, when you look at then, and then you look at now, you have to look at the differences. Okay, first of all, one thing that I really recognize that kind of answered all of my questions is, okay, her best friend is black. Okay, that answered like, oh, that told me everything. Really, because when your best friend is black, and when a lot of people that you hang out with is black, like, come on now, like, she's real close with Nicki, okay? And then, you know, her best friend, Victoria Monet, and then she has other black friends. And not only are those her best friends, but they're helping her write these new songs. So, come on, of course you're going to get 7 rings if your girl is from the deep south. You know, Victoria, I think she's from the south, and, you know, she real black. You know, she not like Calabasas black, but she like down south, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, something. I don't know where she's from, but she's something black. Come on now. If you're white and you got a black friend, then you know that we don't turn down our culture. Well, I don't say everybody, but me, with my white friends, I am completely the same person, and I rub off on them. They start saying, you tripping. Or, you know, they start saying stuff that I usually say. And no shade, but they don't have much culture for me to really take. You know, it's a little different with my Hispanic friends. You know, they might say a couple of things and, you know, I might start saying it too. You know, it's a little different. You know, I might call them mijo or mija, you know, stuff like that. You know, that's cute. I just like to think that, you know, Ariana is really having more black friends in her life, and she's just getting rubbed off. You know, she's getting stuff rubbed off on her. That's all that I really think it is. And you have to think about it, that black people are writing her music. What you expect? But not only that, but Ariana's, you know, sharing on Twitter, you know, oh, shout out to my best friends for helping me write these songs. And then she asks them so that you can go support a black woman and support their music too. So, you know, I don't feel like Ariana, you know, is out here trying to steal anybody's culture. You know, if she didn't have black people in the video, if she wasn't supporting black women, if she wasn't giving black women the props that they deserve, then I would be like, okay, this is a problem. But I feel like with her appreciating, I feel like she's appreciating black culture, and I feel like she's doing it the right way. I think the problem just comes in with people not realizing that she has black friends and it's rubbing off on her. You know, and it just makes, I will be honest, as a black person, it does make you feel uncomfortable. You know, because to see a white person like so influenced by your culture, you know, even when I lived in Europe, you know, I met so many different people that were just influenced by American culture and black African American culture. And I was just like, it made me feel uncomfortable after a while. Even the black people, it just makes me feel uncomfortable. So I will say that you cannot be mad at black people for feeling uncomfortable that, you know, Ariana is being so heavily influenced by us. But at the same time, she's appreciating it and she's doing it the right way. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like, you know, in today's time, especially with our generation being so open-minded than the past generations and being way less xenophobic, you know, we are way more accepting of different languages, different cultures. I mean, you hear so much, you know, Spanish music on the radio these days that you would never hear in the 80s or the 90s. And I feel like, you know, our cultures are really starting to mix. You know, we're starting to have so many different types of friends and we're starting to rub off on each other. And our cultures at some point, I don't think it'll completely be one culture, but I do think we have to be open to mixing. As long as you're doing it the right way and you're appreciating it and not appropriating it and saying, oh, I'm black. And me saying, oh, you know, and I'm Hispanic. I'm not Hispanic, you know, me being out here saying I'm Hispanic. I think that's when it's a problem. But I don't see any problem in, you know, cultures mixing and us getting together and appreciating one another. And I don't see anything wrong with what Ariana is doing. I do want us to start with this whole African Ariana Grande thing and calling her black. I feel like it's played out now, you know, and I think we're starting to see the damages of giving some white people that, you know, may be influenced by black culture that card of saying, oh, you're black. But we're joking. Like, we all have done it. Like, you know, we've all had that white friend. Well, not all of us, but a lot of us have had that white friend where they was really down and they knew the language and they knew, you know, Ebonics and AAVE. And it's like, when they use it, it's like, dang, you really black. But if they ever came out and like, yeah, I'm black, it's like, okay, you can't joke like that. It's like, I don't feel like it's fair for us to keep making a joke that they cannot participate in. Okay, so I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This video was really, I just felt like I had to share my opinions. I feel like this can help our community and it can help other communities and it can help communities come together and appreciate one another. Okay, there's a difference between taking and appreciating, and I just really, even outside of the entertainment realm, because it happens in everyday life. Please make sure that you share your thoughts in the comments so that we can talk about it too. And yeah, I want to hear what y'all had to say. I love all my tabies. Please make sure you subscribe and yeah, see you on the next video.